In the NBA, a series doesn't start until the road team wins a game. Well, if that's true, then the Pistons and the Clippers, they are just getting started. We're going to have more on that in just a little bit. But there's another home team that already has their backs up against the wall. Minnesota, they stunned the Lakers in Game 1 in Crypto.com Arena. And tonight it feels as close to a must-win as a Game 2 could get. As we say hello to our reporters here, Brian Windhorst and Dave McMenamin. Brian, I want to start with you here just to set the table for us here. What is at stake for the Los Angeles Lakers tonight?
Well, you got to look at this, Malika. The realistic way to look at this is the Lakers really have two options to get the type of offense they're probably going to need against the Wolves. One, they're role players who struggled in Game 1. Guys like Dorian Finney-Smith, Gabe Vincent, Rui Hachimura are going to have to step up and hit some outside shots because the Wolves are trying to force the ball in their direction. Or, and this is probably where the series is going to really come down to, the Lakers' three stars, which obviously Luka Doncic, LeBron James, Austin Reeves, are going to need to play awesome basketball. I don't know what the magic number is for them to score, but it's going to have to be a lot higher than it was in Game 1. Those are really the two pathways for the Lakers to have success. They didn't really get success in those two pathways in Game 1. Minnesota, you know, is going to be smelling blood in this game. They need their star players or their role players to come up big.
You mentioned LeBron James. Let's key in on that here, Dave, because the Wolves were able to limit LeBron to 19 points in 36 minutes in Game 1. Are the Lakers expecting them to be able to repeat that tonight?
Well, listen, LeBron James has played more playoff games than any other player in league history. He certainly has the experience. He knows what it's like to make adjustments between a Game 1 and a Game 2 and find some success. But the Wolves came into this series, Malika, looking to try to limit LeBron James in the transition game. And certainly the Wolves dominated in Game 1. They won that battle 25-6. And they believe in a half-court setting, Julius Randle can compete with LeBron. I'm not saying he's going to win the battle every night, not saying he's a better player than LeBron, but certainly that can be played somewhat to an even. And if they can keep LeBron out of transition, not only is it going to not allow him to keep his numbers what they were in the regular season, but it gets the crowd out of it. Because we know Crypto.com Arena goes nuts seeing LeBron James on the break.
Absolutely. Julius Randle really was able to stay a little bit in front of LeBron James in that game. It's going to be one thing to key in on tonight. Brian, more from you in just a little bit. Dave McMenamin, thank you so very much. This really, though, is going to be a case of if Los Angeles wants to be able to flip the script here in Game 2, they're going to need to make adjustments. So Chiney Ogwumike is going to join us for this conversation. Let's just make a little bit like a grand entrance here, just like the Lakers are hoping to in this series, right, Chiney? What are they going to need to key in on here?
Look, the Minnesota Timberwolves, they set a franchise playoff record with 21 made threes. The Lakers have to defend the three-point line. Let's go to the tape so I can show you exactly why the Lakers have to be better. First, it starts with the blow-bys. You get a blow-by, and what does that do? That means the help defense is late. They're rotating late, and this is wide open threes. This is straight up target practice for many of the Timberwolves players. Again, a brush screen, a slip screen. Now that creates a lane, and you never help off of the corner side. You never help off of the strong side. You're reaching, and again, these are just wide open, easy threes. And last but not least, again, there's some more action here. 4 Lakers players are keyed in. Instead, you're supposed to be below defenders, and now you find another corner shooter. I think he had 4 threes, Naz Reid. So the Lakers, their number one thing is to take away the three-point shot. Yeah. I'm looking forward to J.J. Redick's adjustments.
It's been their game plan all year, though. It feels like they've left three-point shooters and said, okay, if that's how you want to beat us, we're going to pack the paint. So they're going to need to make that adjustment there if they want to avoid becoming the 36th team in NBA history to lose the first 2 games of a best-of-7 series at home. Of the first 35, just 5 came back to win the series. Most recently, the Clippers in 2021 against Luka Doncic's Mavericks. As we say hello to our front office insider here, Bobby Marks. Bobby, you saw one thing in this game that Minnesota, you feel like they have, that you're not so sure Los Angeles does. What is that?
The most important word in the playoffs, trust. Woo. How do you trust your own players? And we're looking at this Minnesota lineup right now, and we're not even putting Rudy Gobert and Mike Conley out there. You can go 7 players as far as who Chris Finch trusts. Certainly Anthony Edwards, Dante DiVincenzo, Jaden McDaniels, Julius Randle, Naz Reid. Battle-tested players. I trust these 5 right now. The Lakers, on the other hand, that's a little bit of a different story. Mystery men. Who's 4 and 5 for them? Luka, Austin Reeves, of course, LeBron. Who is those 4 and 5 players? Who does J.J. Redick trust as far as this group? It could be probably Rui Hachimura, certainly Dorian Finney-Smith. This is the biggest question I have for the Lakers team. Here are two players here. Does J.J. Redick trust this starting five down the stretch? We didn't see this on Saturday night because the game was a blowout.
Right.
If this game is close, who are going to be those other two players for them?
And can Austin Reeves, having typically the third best defender, that third best defender isn't Jalen McDaniels or someone like an Anthony Edwards, can he have a breakout game here?
We're 117-95. The Lakers hoping to get at least one at home before they take off to Minnesota. NBA reporter David Miniman is with us now. So, Dave, in terms of adjustments that the Lakers are going to make in Game 2, what are they hoping to tighten up on the defensive end of the ball?
Well, Christine, the closest three-point shot from the rim is the corner three-point shot. And the Lakers gave up 9 of them to the Wolves in Game 1. It was the most corner threes made by a team in a playoff game, the second most, I should say, since player tracking began back in 2013, 2014. Now, I spoke to a Wolves source that they're unsure. Maybe the Lakers will double down on this strategy because part of their success late in the season was we're going to dare certain players to shoot it, and we're going to live with that while we pack the paint to try to defend other players. But certainly, one guy they're going to be looking to key in on is Naz Reid. He went 6 for 9 from 3. Dorian Finney-Smith told me and other reporters yesterday at practice that the Lakers had to run that guy off the line, make him try to put it on the floor rather than just catch and shoot beyond the arc.
Yeah, those corner threes were an issue for LA in Game 1, but what else about Minnesota's offense will they try to limit in tonight's game?
Well, certainly the transition game. The Lakers were dominated in transition. The Wolves outscoring them 25-6 in Game 1. Some of that was the turnovers. The Lakers had 13 of them. The Wolves only had 10. But some of that just has to be recognition and getting back. Certainly, that was part of the Wolves' strategy going into this series. They figure, according to a team source, that they can at least compete with LeBron James in the half court with Julius Randle, but they don't want him leaking out and getting easy scores and certainly getting the Crypto.com arena crowd into it by him, finishing on a break with a ridiculous dunk in year 22 at 40 years of age. So that is something that the Wolves did very well in Game 1. The Lakers need to try to get back into the game that way because it was a strength at times for them this season.
Yeah, LeBron did say that they have a better chance to win in Game 2 than they did in Game 1. We'll see how that plays out. David McMenamin, thank you.
Just ahead on SportsCenter, we were just getting going. The Bucks trying to get even in their series against the Pacers tonight. Shams has a fresh update on whether Damian Lillard will return to the court. The Cowboys just held their pre-draft news conference. What Jera had to say, and the biggest priority for Dallas with the 12th overall pick. And speaking of the Dallas Cowboys, draft prospect Quinshon Judkins is here. He met with Jerry Jones, his thought on the potential fit in Dallas. And wait until you hear the story about his mom. If I'm the Dallas Cowboys, I would implore you, draft a skill position player. Quinshon, Genti, Tedder.